Oh man, here comes Diane Zorich, museum consultant to the stars. If you haven't worked with Diane yet, you're going to. Here she comes.
I think of everybody in this room as a maker, except maybe Max, who says he's a taker, but everybody else here in this room is a maker. We make things, we make digital things, and how we make them and why we make them is as important as the fact that we make them at all. And these are the kinds of things we make. You're all familiar with this. There's 3D models, apps, augmented reality. And increasingly, we make these things with audiences outside of those people in this room, with people in hackathons, Wikipedians, crowdsourcing colleagues. But how many of us consider how our digital creations might be used after they've outlived their intended purpose as source material for future researchers or innovators or students? Frankly, as people who work in cultural memory institutions, we're really awful at documenting our own material. And it's strange, because our colleagues in our institutions are really good. Our conservators, our educators, our exhibit people, they all document their things for posterity, but we're not that good. To be fair, we face far greater obstacles in documenting our creations because of their digital nature. Time is just not kind to digital things. Formats become obsolete, media degrades, and basically we're all building on quicksand. But we don't help matters. What you see here are signposts of loss, indicators that are due to not due to digital degradation, but are due to human decisions or indecisions. And they hint at a huge loss of cultural production. And this loss takes place in our own institutions kind of this way. We come up with an idea, it takes off, it reaches a certain level of use, that use tapers off, and then what we're left with is the effort rests in a kind of peaceful oblivion, except that peaceful oblivion is nothing short of laissez-faire, and laissez-faire is not a stewardship strategy. At what point are we asking how and why we're making these digital things and how we can leave traces for history? When I consider these issues, I'm always amazed at how a work like the Iliad has survived through time, basically by being told and retold or adapted and readapted. And while the tale has changed, what we have is a remarkable document. And when I look at how Cooper Hewitt worked with Planetary, the iPad app it acquired, they're doing kind of a similar thing. By making it open access, they're hoping it will stay alive by having all of us tell or retell by using it and reusing it. I also look at how people tell the story of themselves for an uncertain future. And here I think the Voyager 1 team excels. You may recall that Voyager 1 became the first spaceship to enter interstellar space. And accompanying it on its voyage was an incredible time capsule called the Golden Record, which was created by a NASA committee who thought long and hard about how to convey the story of who we are and what we create. In our own community, the Smithsonian's 3D digitization team is doing a parallel approach, much more modest, of course, in scale, but it's created a data management plan for the institution that pretty much documents why, how, and what the end game of that will be. My point in citing the Iliad and the Voyager is to think about how cultural production is transmitted over time and how we might learn from that and apply it. Because the professional issue that keeps me up at night is, will we be leaving any evidence whatsoever about the amazing work we're doing? Somehow, some way, we have to document what we're doing. We have to leave traces, breadcrumbs, because to quote the historian Jill Lepore, history is constructed from what remains, not what is lost. So contemplating our work in the longer arc of history is really important. What problems are we trying to solve? What communities are we trying to engage? We need to document this, or else we'll leave nothing behind but bits and bytes with no context. And I'm thinking about these things because only 25 years after the birth of the web, we're already seeing inquiries and studies onto older digital things. And I wonder if in 25 years' time, any of the things we create will be around for similar kinds of inquiries. So this is a plea to everybody in this room to step up and start stewarding your digital creations. Start telling the story of them now while you're creating them, because if you don't, entropy will take over and it will win quickly and irreversibly. And it would be truly tragic if this was the fate of our endeavors. I started out by saying everybody's a maker, but I want to end by saying we're a special breed of makers. We're makers with a stewardship mission, and we have to now apply that mission to what we create. Thank you.